they didn't have to do much to make themselves look stupid. Like that Myron has written 2 books. One, Why Women Deserve Less, and a second follow-up, Why Women Deserve Even Less.
It's very. I think it's a very black and white line, to be honest with you. It's you can improve yourself as much as you want, do X, Y, Z. At the end of the day, benefit yourself as much as you can. But when you're putting down other people, other genders, to boost yourself, that's the line where actually that's the line too far. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Men Used to Go to War podcast.
Back again.
Going strong.
Today's episode, we are discussing, reviewing the recent documentary on Netflix regarding the Manosphere. I don't know too much about that Louis Theroux guy. He does quite a few documentaries, right?
Sorry, you don't know about Louis
Theroux? I've never really... I've heard of his name, but...
Mate, Louis Theroux...
But I don't know about his, he makes documentaries and stuff, so...
Louis Theroux's sick. Like, he's
Wasn't he friends with Jimmy Savile?
No, he helped uncover...
Oh, really?
Jimmy Savile, but... yeah, I recommend watching...
I haven't seen any of
those. Those are cool documentaries. Like, there's one on swingers and XYZ. Yeah, mate, it's random stuff.
Like, this is on BBC? Is it on BBC?
Yeah, I think a lot of them are on BBC. Probably some on Netflix and that. So, yeah, strongly recommend.
Have to watch a few others.
Watching more. But yeah, so I'm guessing you watched the documentary.
Yeah, I watched it. I'm assuming you have as well.
Yes, I have. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I guess the background of it is I guess being men, I guess I'm kind of aware of the Manosphere before this.
Yeah.
I guess someone not watching it, it kind of gives them the context to what the Manosphere actually is or what the belief systems are about it. But for someone I don't know, I get content on, I've seen content on this before, so I like to think educated myself, but it's essentially men can take this pill called the red pill, and it has a set of certain beliefs and ideologies about the world, about the other gender, and about how that they should navigate it. Initial thoughts after watching, because you're not saying you're new to the Manosphere, but
yeah, I think I am quite new to the Manosphere, to be honest with you. I didn't realise people kind of thought in these ways, to be honest with you. And obviously it's a big deal for these younger generations, and just influencing these younger generations, which isn't probably, in my view, a good view to have. I think it's just kind of just men are elite, and they're better than women. That's what it's basically kind of trying to say, isn't it, really? Well, not better than women. Well, it is actually saying that. It is saying basically men have these roles and women have
and the roles that men have are better, and even from a decision-making point of viewpoint, lowering... There's a lack of equality and acknowledgement that there is another gender.
Yeah, one of the fascinating things that I remember about the documentary is that guy. I can't remember his name, but the American dude,
Justin Waller.
Yeah, I think it was Justin, and he was like, "Look around you, men built everything here," and I'm just like, and Lewis was, "Can you guarantee that?" And it's like, "Yes," and it's like, well, I think you're missing certain massive things that women have helped within the world. Do you know what I mean? There's so many great females, and it wasn't great to see, to be honest with you.
I don't know, my initial thoughts on it is they didn't have to do much to make themselves look stupid.
Yes.
They kind of just exposed themselves. He didn't really have to do much investigation or actual like much exploration. Just like if you let them talk and just share their viewpoints, it kind of unfolds for itself.
Yeah, definitely.
If that makes sense. And like, I think the things that struck me about like that HSTikkyTokky guy, he was like, he admitted that he just wants attention as much as he can get, and then he's just trying to monetize it. And it's these young men's choice whether they decide to follow it or not.
But he is creating a following, though.
Exactly.
And
He
he is
doesn't take.
monetizing
He,
very well.
there's no moral sense. There's no moral compass within him
Yeah.
to be like, oh, I'm actually positively impacting these young men's life, or I'm negatively doing it, or I'm just here to take money from them.
Yeah.
That's all he really kind of cares about, and I think that's what underpins it is the money and the greed to get this attention for their own selfish benefits of money at the expense of other men, at the expense of women, at the expense of society. They just want to showcase who they are.
But like coming from his point of view, though, actually, it is a dog eat dog world out there. And actually, if he can just monetize this and live that nice lifestyle, have those luxury cars and so forth, why would he not do it? I understand your view on greed, but actually,
No, but it's the moral compass.
But
You're doing it at the expense of being like derogatory speaking to women, like putting women down. You're doing it at the expense of that. It's like you have no backbone. You have no moral compass yourself, and you'll just do anything for the pound note.
Yeah,
Is the way I see it.
But that's the kind of society we kind of live in at this moment in time. You think of.
But does that make does that make the world, society better or worse?
Oh, it makes society worse, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, he's not contributing to a better, even though he's maybe he's profiting off it, he's not making the world a better place. He's not making society a better place. And it's not a foundation that anyone.
Oh, yeah, he's not improving, but he's benefiting. From a selfish point of view, he's benefiting himself.
Yeah.
But like, if you I think a lot of men in this world would, if they had the opportunity, would do the same. And I think that moves on to the point of, actually, these guys are selling courses, selling content to kind of promote this behavior. And people are kind of agreeing with it because they see them and they want that kind of lifestyle.
The lifestyle of money, cars, women.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what men are sold, right? I guess that builds the question: why are so many men drawn to this ideology, belief? Is it because of that lifestyle that's attached to it? It's because if I do X, Y, Z that they're telling me to, then I'll get the money, the cars, and the women.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why young men are being drawn into it?
Exactly.
Is that the only reason? Or what about the other side, is that there's no actual, I don't want to say reasonable voices, but this is the only content that is prominently in men's faces, so that's what they're believing.
I disagree with that because my algorithm doesn't really come up with that kind of content.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As I said, I'm very new to the Manosphere, but I'm still a TikTok and Instagram user, and it doesn't come up on my algorithm.
But why are men attracted? Is it because even if it is just the money, cars, and lifestyle, which I guess can be acquired through various means, not just using their ideologies. Yeah. You can go work a 9-to-5 job, build your way up, respect people, respect women, and then still have a nice car with money and live a nice lifestyle. Yeah. But it's the belief systems and the ideologies that underpin it. It's like, why do they think that is the way?
But then it comes back to a view. Okay, so let's be honest. We all want to have the money and the nice lifestyle, right? And all the different luxuries, right? If you can go about it and get it quicker, you would, right? So, for example...
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not going to acquire it by thinking or saying women shouldn't make decisions. That's not going to help you get more money, which is one of the belief systems.
I agree.
Or women shouldn't be allowed to drive, or women shouldn't be allowed to do this. That's not going to get you that lifestyle.
But the question is, do they actually believe it, or are they saying this to draw the attention so they can grow quicker and build an audience, basically, build a following?
I
Sorry.
think they genuinely believe it. I think the way they speak about it with so much conviction and put it out there, I think people like that Myron, Andrew Tate, HSTikkyTokky, I think they somewhat. I think maybe HSTikkyTokky because he admitted that he just wants attention, so he'll say things like you said just to get
Yeah,
as
that's
much as
what
he
I think,
can.
yeah.
But I think some of them actually believe it that Myron has written 2 books. One, Why Women Deserve Less, and a second follow-up, Why Women Deserve Even Less.
Really?
Like, guy's written 2 books on it.
Have you read these books?
No, I haven't, but I've
Do
made
you,
aware.
what is it about? What do you?
I think from my understanding, it's about why men should like take ownership back and not just succumb to. I'm just
Okay, cool. Speculating.
speculating why you like shouldn't chase women, why you shouldn't simp for them. It's kind of along those lines from the dating realm.
That's interesting.
I guess yeah.
But, like,
going back to the question, why young men that lost? Are young men that confused? Are young men that stupid? Is there an intellectual gap between men that they're so deluded and so lost that they have to believe and fall for this? Is it a stupidity thing? Because if I look at it from a simple sense, if you say you hate women, and you're going to go preach this, you didn't come into this world without your mother giving birth to you. You didn't come into this world without a mother. So if you're going to hate women, you wouldn't even be like you. How did you even get into this world with a woman?
I completely understand that view, but the people who are being influenced by this are young and impressionable. Do you know what I mean? So they're literally seeing this guy, yeah, saying, going around, living this really nice lifestyle, and they want that. And they're saying, actually, if you do X, Y, Z, you'll get this as well, right? The whole misogyny around it, I don't really understand, but that's just...
I think the misogyny comes from a dating perspective that's attached to the red pill.
Okay.
From my understanding, like their views, there's a red pill view on dating, and it's that like there's a lot of content around that all women are the same. Women are just there to take your money. Women are like if she's not a virgin, then she's not pure.
But there is other content online where, like, female influencers are like, a man should pay for pay for dinner. They should start from my birthday. Should take out all me and my friends and everything. So actually, some of these female influencers aren't really helping their case, though, are they?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the male influencers.
Yeah, but like,
I guess there is a wider gender war of dating and content where both sides are trying to display their power and display.
Sorry. I think I'm coming from a view of, okay, they're saying kind of you take control and be the man in the relationship, right?
Yeah.
And
from that point of view, okay.
Right, but then actually, like, then
from a man's point of view, it's like you're working hard, you're building all this stuff. From the red pill men's point of view, like you're working hard, you're building stuff, you're making money. Like, there's no point just giving it away to a woman so freely.
Yep.
I think that's their viewpoint of.
But
you're not equals. You're not equals. She doesn't deserve what you've built.
But that's. I think
she's there to just take your money. It's that kind of mindset of like she's just there for your money, basically. And that's how you should view them. And so you should lean into that and just use them for fun. You should have multiple women. One of the main things is like what that Myron says is that he wants 4 wives.
Yeah, yeah.
So he doesn't view them as equals or as a partner. He views them as, they'll probably just say, take my money, so let me enjoy as much as I can of it.
But then, sorry, what I'm trying to say is, like, obviously, but then you do have kind of, what I was trying to say was, you do have these female influencers or females who kind of help with their argument, though. For example, you look at Dan Bilzerian, right? He's going around the whole world, traveling around with 10 ladies, right? So actually, there are girls out there who want a man who is kind of has the money and can give him a lifestyle, and they don't mind actually sharing him with other people. So,
but yeah, that does validate their.
So that's what I'm trying to say is they're seeing. So these young impressionable people are seeing things like this.
Yeah.
They're like, I want this lifestyle as well, and they're kind of.
They're drawn to it and they're sold a dream.
And they're sold a dream, and these guys are growing even further. And it comes into that kind of loop, though, isn't it, really?
I guess it's preying on men's
insecurities,
primal instincts of, insecurities. Because I guess a man in society, his status is defined by his money and the amount of women he can get, which is quite shallow.
Yeah, no, that is...
The money and women, is attached to a man, is kind of his status. It's a very shallow way to look at things. But if you think about it in the most purest sense, that is a man's status. How much money you get, how many women you get.
How can he provide?
I slept with this many women, I got this much money. That's kind of the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
And it's a very shallow way to look at things. But the red pill and the manosphere basically acts on those insecurities of men. Because a lot of men, for whatever reason, aren't going to be like the Dan Bilzerians and whatever you see like that. He's an anomaly. But maybe hundreds and thousands of men think that they can attain this lifestyle from what they're seeing and what they've told. If you just do what I tell you to, if you buy my course, if you join my Telegram trading group, you can make X amount of money and then you can be in Ibiza on a private jet with 10 women and XYZ. And they kind of believe into that.
It's that naivety, isn't it? But that's, you can't. So I think the question is who is. I don't know how to say this, but basically, these guys basically are building, they're monetizing it very well. They're preying on individual young people, and they're growing in kind of stature and so it shows the world can be a very dangerous place, really.
Yeah, of course.
But then,
I guess what is the fine line between self-development and toxic ideology? Because, you often hear things of I feel like I've heard it in terms of there is messages within it saying go to the gym, for example, as self-development, invest in yourself. I don't think trying to make money is a bad intention. I guess where is the fine line in terms of investing into yourself as a man and then it becoming toxic?
Well, I think self-development is important for any man, any woman as well.
Regardless of gender, self-development is
important.
If you think that you're fine or perfect in this world as you are, then that's great for you, but you're not there to be the same person.
Yeah, you want to continuously improve. You want to get smarter. You want to get fitter. You want to move on to the next goal. But I think where the toxicity comes in is basically when you start putting down other people to boost yourself. That's the line.
Very shallow.
It's very. I think it's a very black and white line, to be honest. It's you can improve yourself as much as you want, do X, Y, Z. At the end of the day, benefit yourself as much as you can. But when you're putting down other people, other genders, to boost yourself, that's the line where actually that's the line too far.
Yeah, and having viewpoints that are beyond disrespect. Beyond disrespectful. They don't have any place
There's like you
Like
should
in
be.
society,
Yeah,
like saying you want 4 wives and you want people adhere to it, and just like that's not real life. Like it doesn't make sense. Is the way I see it.
yeah, but the other thing is, sorry, no, it's not. No, but it's about being respectful about, respectful to all. Really, even like it's not even about self improvement. Really, it's just like just
It should be compartmentalized. Like self improvement is one thing of life, and toxic ideology is completely different.
there's no
Like
intersection.
yeah, self development and self improvement is meant to be like seen as a positive thing about improving yourself. It's a lifelong journey, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, within your relationships and different aspects of life. Like that shouldn't be seen in a toxic sense. Whereas these guys have given that self improvement journey a bad impression because they say the things of that men want to hear in terms of go to the gym, get money, work on yourself, but then they warp it with this terrible like ideology that's attached to it that comes to dating, that comes to the other gender, that comes to treating people, and the way that they're making their money is unveiled as well. Like the way they're making their money isn't in a ethical or sustainable way. It's just a massive cash grab. And I think what that HSTikTokky guy said is like, he's got a Telegram group. He gets as many people he can in the Telegram group, join this trading thing that he does, and then he gets a bit of like a backhander off it. And he's just trying to, like, what you're talking about in terms of self-improvement, that it's basically
But
wasted and washed away with the way you're acting.
yeah,
There's
but
no alignment.
I don't think. I think they're just here to make money. To be honest with you, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, they
think
are.
there's no way about it. But then, yeah, it's just yeah. The whole documentary, to be honest with you, I found very bizarre how they like the ideology behind it.
I
But
guess
then,
the big question is like, is the manosphere helping men?
no, no,
Like
my
with so
answer
many men drawn to it, think about it. So many men drawn to it. So many men watching it, believing in it.
is it improving.
Is it helping men?
But that's it. I think it can be that can be drawn into. There should be two separate questions, really. Is it helping men? Is it helping society? It's definitely not helping society, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely not.
But then, actually, if it's
But
helping men to actually improve and educate and go to the gym and X, Y, Z, like some of the messaging they're promoting, then it is good for men. But the other kind of flip side is they're also promoting
misogyny.
misogyny, so that's not good for society, or it's not good for men either to kind of learn those traits anyway.
I think inherently, if it was helping men, it would be helping society. But because it's not helping society, therefore it cannot be helping men. I don't think both can exist at the same time. I think yeah. I think if it's helping society, then it has to be helping men. And if it's not helping men, then it's not helping society.
Okay.
Because I don't think that the men watching this can distinguish the toxic side from it in the same way that we can.
Yeah.
If I see the message of go to the gym and work hard, yeah, sure. But I don't think it's packaged in that way. It's packaged with all the shit attached to it as well.
Yeah.
And that's why it's not helping men, because they still think that those views are okay, because there's no one actually calling them out and cutting them off,
Yeah.
cutting those views from the way it's packaged. They just think, oh yeah, go to the gym, go to this, and then also think women are below me and I can maybe have 4 wives and I shouldn't trust women because they're going to take all my money. Like they attach that with the whole belief system, and
Yeah.
having that it doesn't help.
There's
Because if a man watches that content and goes to the gym, good, you're taking care of your health. But then if he also has the viewpoint that women are going to steal my money and I should never trust them, that isn't a better man and that isn't better for society.
yeah.
So in terms of is it helping society? In my opinion,
It's not helping society.
I think the average man has regressed, personally speaking. If you look at it in terms of men and women, women have improved themselves so much.
But men have stayed static.
Men have stayed the same. Because if you look at the way the gap, let's say, quote unquote, the gaps were historically, a man would get married to a woman because a woman would probably need the financial stability, and the man would need someone to be the home carer and the child carer, right?
Yeah.
Society has progressed for the better, that women have become more educated, women are in the workforce, women have freedom and autonomy, which is for the better of society.
Yeah.
So financially, they don't need to rely on a man in that same way. Men, they've either stayed the same financially or work-wise, or even also regressed in some sense, because less men are going into higher education, more men are earning a lower income than they previously were. And in the gaps where men needed to improve their lives, maybe socially, emotionally, where women are more developed than men haven't improved in those areas.
Yeah.
Men are still socially behind. Men are still emotionally behind. Women are more emotionally developed than men.
Yeah.
So in the areas that men needed to improve, where women have, it has left men behind women.
I agree with you. I think we live in a very different world to what we saw 50 years ago. And yeah, the men have just remained, I think, I agree, maybe regress, but I think remain static. But
I mean, the average man has regressed and the average woman has improved.
yeah.
And that's created this imbalance where you have a lot of maybe good women, but not as many good men.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the current manosphere is helping men in an individual sense, because the quality of men haven't increased in the world. I think there's a smaller pool.
So basically, you're saying, yeah, there's a smaller dating pool, basically, right?
If you make it towards dating, then yes, there's a smaller dating pool for women to choose.
Yeah.
But that just in general, the average good man has decreased.
Yeah.
The average good woman has increased.
So what's your point?
Is the manosphere helping men? No, because we're regressing. We're not progressing.
But the thing is, the manosphere is, apart from the whole misogyny or that part of section, it is trying to promote men being better, isn't it?
But underpinning it is the ideology. So it's not helping men.
I potentially think it could be potentially helping men, but not for the better society.
Okay.
No?
I don't think it's, like I said before, if it's helping men, then it will be helping society. I don't think it needs to be an and, not either or.
Okay.
It's helping men and helping society, or it's not helping men and not helping society. I
think I'm all for the empowerment of just being better, going to the gym, being more healthy.
I am for that, yeah.
And trying to
But I don't
improve
think that's what
yourself.
the manosphere is. Like you said, it's about making profit. It's not just about that purity in that message. It's about making money and making profit and exploiting young, impressionable men. That's what underpins it.
Yeah.
Is the way I see it. Like, there is a message of, yeah, go to the gym, improve yourself, do better. But if that was just the message itself, then yeah, it could be better in men, but it isn't.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I understand I understand what you're trying to say now.
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
That's the shadow.
I'm saying if it was just that particular section, but obviously you've got the whole package.
That's just like a small underpinning to make it seem.
If it's the whole package, then it's not good for men and it's not good for society. Yes, I know, I agree with that point of view. Yes.
I think that's just to make it seem like it's okay. Because if you take that away from it, then it's so obvious that it's not good.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that putting that little bit in there, that you should go to the gym, you should work on yourself, like it just makes it plausible for men to accept.
But if you just put it the other way around, if you, as you just said, if you just remove that and you just have the plain misogyny, it's just
If you have the misogyny, the ideology, and the maximizing of stupidity to make money.
But
And like, why do you want to watch a HSTikkyTokky stream of him going around Marbella with his boys, like doing stupid stuff? Why do so many people watch? Like, and you got better things to do.
Yeah, this is what I couldn't understand. How are these guys built an audience?
But people are stupid. Like that's what I said earlier. Men are becoming more stupid.
But I think...
Like, why are you going to sit there and watch a streamer, like...
But I don't think
for
people
2-3 hours
in their 30s are watching it. It's people at school and in their teens and in the like early 20s who are kind of grown up with this kind of
maybe
ideology who are watching it. As I said earlier, it doesn't come up on my algorithms. So I'm very new to the whole kind of thing. But like, obviously...
people are like very addicted to their phones, isn't it?
Yeah, like, and at school, if like, oh, have you seen this guy? It gets passed on and algorithms get...
once you see one video of him, they just keep showing more and more and more.
But shouldn't something perhaps be done?
I think maybe because we're a bit old. Maybe because we're a bit older, we have a bit more life experience. We can separate the difference. But if we held them viewpoints, like for example, if you held those viewpoints, you're married, you don't have a wife that wants to steal your money, you don't see the world in that way, and look what it's like given you.
What do you mean?
In the benefits, like if you held those viewpoints that you wouldn't have gotten married, you wouldn't have progressed your life, you wouldn't have.
You can.
If you were holding on to, she's just going to take my money. I should never get married. I should have 4 wives. Like, you've actually been able to progress your life in a very healthy way. You've met someone who is aligned to you, your values, and you're building a life together, and you're on the same page.
Yeah.
And there is the alternative exists. It's just I don't know why men choose to believe the other.
Because I don't think when people were young, say I was back at school, right? You wanted to have that kind of. You wanted to have the Lamborghini. You wanted to have that penthouse. You wanted to have that lifestyle these guys are selling. Do you know what I mean? And like, if you don't know any better, right? They're gonna see that video and be like, "This guy's got it. He's showing me how to do it."
But the thing is, they've made the money.
Do.
They've made the money by monetizing off the insecurities. They didn't go build a business and then be like, "Oh, hey, this is how I built my business."
But that's what the audience doesn't understand.
Yeah, but it's so blatantly obvious.
But that's what they don't understand. Obvious. They don't understand that actually these guys are making the money out of me watching you.
Yeah,
that's. I
think men are just stupid. I think that's my. And it's gonna be a continuing theme. Where as a man, you need to think for yourself. You need to be able to not know how. You need to not know what to think. You need to know how to think.
So actually, I think that leads on to another. What does healthy masculinity?
Healthy masculinity
look like?
Firstly, having respectful views towards women.
Yeah,
I think that's the thing that underpins this all, is seeing them as your equal.
But that's how you're gonna attract someone who sees you as an equal as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
If you're seen as a woman as below you, that is not healthy. And I think the same goes for vice versa. This is for a woman. If you see a man as below you, it's not healthy. Healthy masculinity looks at everyone around you in a equal footing.
Yep.
Is the way I see it. In terms of masculinity itself, I think it's probably we could go through a whole list, but for me, there are more traditional masculine traits.
Yeah.
That you could potentially say that men have traditionally had. But I think it's about just doing it in a healthy way in terms of leading and taking action in your life.
Yep.
Taking ownership and responsibility. Being a good communicator in a healthy and respectful way. Being in control of your emotions.
Yeah.
Again, doing it in a respectful and healthy way. And I think also I think healthy masculinity has a balance of actually leaning into not leaning into feminine traits and taking them, but actually like understanding your emotions. I think that is healthy masculinity.
Okay.
I think not being boxed into this, like, that kind of cringe alpha, like top G, like that isn't masculinity. I think it's about having a balance of masculine and kind of more being able to tap into more feminine traits that women are known for being more emotional, but I'm not saying to like be there sitting there crying or pouring your heart
What
out.
are you trying to say?
Like if you feel stressed, understand why you feel stressed and angry rather than taking it and then projecting it out on someone.
Yeah, no, okay, cool. Yeah,
Like taking the time to process that. If you are, if something did make you angry or upset, not just lashing out at people around you in like a way a man may typically would, actually understand and process it. Like express yourself to someone. Oh, hey, you made me feel like this. It's a healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
Is the way I see it.
Yeah, no, I tend to like understanding yourself and your emotions.
Yeah.
Yes, being in control of your
Yeah,
emotions.
being in
I
control.
think that's what it is. Being in control of your emotions, knowing what triggers you, and being able to deal with it in an appropriate manner without lashing out. Yes.
Yeah. I think I just add that like being self-aware, emotionally intelligent, having empathy. I think those are healthy masculine traits. I don't think it's a once. I don't think it's like you can be very driven, very ambitious, and very hardworking and want to improve yourself. But on the other extreme, you can be very slow, intentional, empathetic, and emotionally intelligent. It's not just one or the other. It can be both.
I kind of. I'm not too sure what you're trying to say there, to be honest with you.
I think men are just told more on the one extreme. You need to be very alpha. You need to be loud. You need to be very boisterous. You need to be commanding.
You're saying being driven, going to do X, Y, Z is very alpha. Actually,
I'm not saying that.
Okay, so but I think what my views are of healthy masculinity is being driven, trying to improve yourself, being able to do what's best for you and your family is the most important thing, really, because you need to. At the end of the day, it is kind of looking after the people you love and care about.
Taking responsibility.
Taking responsibility,
Ownership.
yes. With that comes with controlling your emotions, because if you're lashing out at your loved ones, then it's not good for your whole family being around you. So you need to be able to control your emotions. I think I think those are kind of. I think that's what I see as healthy masculinity, and not degrading anybody. Always being respectful of people.
Yeah.
That shows you. I think that is a lot more difficult than people make out to be. Like trying to see the good in things, good in people, and never trying to talk down down to someone.
I think being able to do the right thing in situations in a world in a very confusing world that we live in, where doing the right thing may not seem obvious, or it may not seem what everyone else is doing.
Like what? What got an example?
Let's give the HSTikkyTokky thing. Like him trying to just sell a product to young men is not the right thing to be doing.
Yeah,
That's not a very masculine thing. That's not healthy masculinity.
Yeah.
It's not healthy. That's like trying to just win one over people. I'm talking about doing the right thing.
But the thing
like
is,
speaking up when you need to. If someone is being belittled, or you see something happen,
protecting and
like not
sticking
protecting
up
on
for
Friday,
someone.
but just doing the right thing in the right, having like a good moral compass and not being afraid to act and lean into it.
Yeah, no.
Like seeing the difference between right and wrong and actually being able to speak up to, because some people, they may be a bit too scared, they may be a bit too shy, but being someone who is in a healthy masculine environment is able to stand up.
Yeah, no, I agree. But no, I think healthy masculinity it's not very.
I don't think these things are spoken about, and I think like as men we also need to have these conversations amongst each other firstly to understand what our viewpoints are, to call each other out maybe if even, and to make sure that we are holding each other accountable.
Yeah.
Because it can easily be one of us or one of our, if we have children, to be like falling along this path.
I don't think it's that complex to have a healthy masculine mindset, to be honest with you.
I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done for men on a collective level, because there are no like role models out there that you think that's a man that I kind of like and want to follow and emulate. You see them in some aspects,
but no, I disagree with you there actually, because there are plenty, maybe not on your TV, but like
in your
daily life. Like I've got my dad, I've got my uncles. I see people who I surround myself with, who actually are kind of they do the right thing. They have a good moral compass. They're respectful to people. Like that is.
I guess I think people's circumstances are different. I feel in my life, I personally don't really see that, but for your life, you may see that. I think it's like a product of your environment, of what you see around you.
Yeah.
personally speaking.
But yeah, no, it's an interesting topic, to be honest with you, interesting conversation. But should we leave it there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you for joining us. As always, leave your comments down below.